these two people gave me, it made me feel so uncomfortable. It really made me feel like shit. And I'm sorry, but this is the first time ever that I've worn this MAGA hat and I have felt that I was demonized.
But there will be videos of American families wearing MAGA hats on the beaches of Mexico.
It doesn't even have to be a prediction because it literally has already happened to me with my own family. So last 4th of July, my family had a trip planned to Mexico for the week of the 4th of July. And I got a phone call about a month before from my dad, which we've already had a weird relationship because of everything going on in the world. And my family is deep on the Trump train. And he called me to ask if me and my boyfriend would want Trump cups that my family was bringing with them to Mexico. And at the time, I was so thrown off the fact that I was getting asked that and how the cognitive dissonance was just not. And it sucked because we already paid for our vacation. And I was freaking out because I did not want to be seen with that. So the night before that we went on our trip, I called my dad and told them that it was extremely racist to be bringing those cups to Mexico, and I needed to let them know because I just couldn't believe that. Mind you, I was going with 20-ish family members, so I was just thinking about me being there, surrounded with that, and people there seeing us surrounded with those things in a country where this man is telling people from our country to go back to. Anyways, we got into a giant fight. They told me that I was in a cult and to not come on the vacation. They were screaming at us. It was a whole thing. Biggest thing that we've ever gotten into. And we still went on the trip, obviously, because we were leaving the next day at 5 a.m. and I was not losing $2,000. And then when we were on our trip, they acted like nothing happened. We tried to keep the peace, obviously, because we were on a trip of our own. Saving grace was on the 4th of July. There was a hurricane, so all alcohol was shut off on the island, which was low-key hilarious. And then I will just say at part of the trip, my dad did ask a black guy if he could swim. And now I do not talk to any of my family members, so.
Walked into this restaurant, this lady is booing me as I'm walking in. What's your name? And you're the manager, right? Okay. So how is this appropriate that a waitress can boo a guy walking into a restaurant?
That's not appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't agree with that.
You are a woman. Who do you think acts like a woman? Stupid. You're a stupid barbarian.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, Americans who are still wearing MAGA hats and t-shirts overseas, they are still having it rough. I want you to watch these compilations of video and see how people from the overseas, they are treating Americans who are coming in their country wearing MAGA hats or t-shirt. Watch these compilations of video, then I'll be back with more comment.
Don't stop wearing MAGA hats in public, y'all. If you've ever believed in the MAGA movement, but you've always been so afraid by people close to you that are Democrat or liberal for ousting you as a racist or whatever, just know that this represents your freedom of speech. And every time you wear this, it's a symbol that you have the right to express what you believe in. I put a link right here below. Get y'all some MAGA hats. Wear it in public. Wear it at Best Buy, Starbucks. Wear it at the gay bar, Mexican restaurant, Indian restaurant, Chinese restaurant, Barnes & Noble, Target. When you go to the movies, show every single day them that this is the most fashionable statement right now in America. You'll get an extra amount of dirty looks if you add your I voted sticker right on top of your hat. Because every time you get a disgusting look when you wear this hat, just remember what they did to Charlie.
This is the first time I've ever done this, worn a red Trump hat at the bar. So I was a little, nervous. I want LGBTQ conservatives to come out of the closet and be seen and have these conversations with people. It's very important.
Stephen Barraza is no longer allowed to wear his red MAGA hat inside Sacramento's Badlands bar. Badlands posted their MAGA ban on social media, reading in part, recently a guest entered the bar wearing MAGA attire, which led to discomfort among some patrons. And moving forward, MAGA-related attire will not be allowed in the venue. Barraza took this photo of himself inside Badlands Friday night and believes Badlands' new rule is because of him. He says he was in the bar for an hour and he was the one made to feel uncomfortable.
There would be a couple people that say, oh, you don't belong in here. You should be ashamed of yourself for wearing that.
Barraza was in this group of Log Cabin Republicans, a political group representing LGBTQ conservatives. They were together for the California GOP convention.
This is discrimination, plain and simple.
Preston Romero is the Sacramento Log Cabin Republican president and was also at Badlands with Barraza.
President Trump has been one of the most outspoken supporters of the gay community.
MAGA voted against our community. Stay out of our safe space.
Brandon Harder says the Badlands MAGA ban is good and questions Log Cabin Republicans' policies on gay rights.
The jury's out on if they're actually a part of the community when you vote against the rights of your own people.
I'm here today at the Hilton, Cincinnati, Netherlands Plaza, and today is March 31st, 2025. As I'm sitting here and I'm crying because when I checked in this morning, I was visiting Cincinnati on a business trip, and I was going through, I had a distressful night the night previously, and I wanted to go ahead and check into the hotel because I was tired. I'd missed my flight going back to San Antonio, I had stayed at the same hotel with a friend of mine who had booked it under her name, and the staff was great. One particular lady I'd like to give a shout out to is the front desk receptionist, Cassie, and the one that I'm going to really give the true shout out is the one that I'm going to tell the story right now about how she was so caring about the situation that happened to be with two of her staff members. So this morning, I was so distressed. I was going through a crisis and I needed some time to sleep because I had missed my flight because of what was going on, and I had not had enough rest. So I went back to the hotel and I wanted to make my own reservation so that I could have a few hours of sleep. So when I went there, it was around maybe 7 a.m.-ish in the morning. Those two black staff members, it was a male and a female, really heavy set female with really thick lashes and like platinum blonde hair. I wore my MAGA hat, and the way those two people looked at me like they did not want to serve me, or like I had shit on my face. They looked at me, they were very unwelcoming, very uninviting. And I walked in there because I was distressful, I was tired, and I was even crying because of the situation that I was in. When I went there, the look that these two people gave me, it made me feel so uncomfortable. It really made me feel like shit. And I'm sorry, but this is the first time ever that I've worn this MAGA hat and I have felt that I was demonized. They didn't even want to help me until this one female, her name is Tina, she was at the front desk. She asked me what was going on. So I told her that I was in a distressful situation and that I just needed a few hours of sleep before I catch my flight back to San Antonio. I was tired and I was very emotional. And she was willing to help me. But in the midst of everything, the computer systems were down. She was trying to ask the other two to help me, but they just seemed so disinterested. They did not want to help me. because they were seeing my hat and they just felt like, nah, I don't want to. It's like the look of, what's this black woman with a MAGA hat? I ain't gonna serve her. That's the attitude that I got from those two people. Anyway, fast forward, the woman, after those two colleagues, I think they were ending that shift anyway. They were leaving and they left. She told me that she was not happy with the way those two people treated me, her staff, and that she was going to go and talk to her supervisors. And in all honesty, her name is Tina. Tina was so upset. She said that I don't care what people's affiliations are, what they believe in, but that's not right. And she did not like the way they treated me. So she booked me to the room, she got me situated. She even said that I could have a little bit of a later discharge. Instead of me leaving at like noon, I could even leave as late as 3 p.m. today. So the reason why I'm crying right now is that she called me and she said that I just want to let you know, she's like, hey, this is Tina. I just want to let you know that I was really, really not happy with how you were treated this morning. I know that you're tired and you were so emotional. And I spoke to my supervisor and she said that the supervisor was not happy. She was really, really not happy. And I could tell she felt embarrassed for her two co-workers, how they treated me this morning. And then she called to tell me that the room is going to be comped, that I don't have to pay for the room, and that she wanted me to have enough sleep and get the rest. And then, you know what she said to me? She said, I just want you to make sure that you come down and give me a hug. That's why I'm so emotional. It's like she vouched for me. Because she didn't like the way I was treated, because I was villainized, I was demonized. I feel so bad. But I want to thank you, Tina. Thank you for this morning. Thank you. I want to give credit to Hilton Cincinnati and Netherlands Plaza. You have a wonderful staff member in the name of Tina. And I want to give this shout out to you, Tina. And I will go and give you a hug. And what I will do is I will pause this video and then I will give you the interaction, because I want you guys to see her. I want you to see the wonderful woman that helped me in my time of distress and who vouched and had my back and didn't treat me like I was less than a human being.
So I'm at the Hilton Cincinnati, the Netherlands Plaza, and I'm just getting ready to go downstairs, and we're gonna go ahead and meet Tina. And I want to thank the woman who made me feel like I was worthy and did not make me feel like I was a piece of trash because I was wearing a MAGA hat. I want the world to see what a beautiful woman and a beautiful soul she is. And I want to capture this moment. I'm gonna have to do another piece because unfortunately my video doesn't allow, I can't like turn it around, so I'm gonna have to do this interaction separately. Here goes. I'm at the lobby. Hi Tina. How are you doing? I want, you know, Tina, it's very emotional for me. I want you to see the most.
Feeling much better? Can I give you a hug?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you're feeling much better. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I do apologize, but it's okay. We got you all squared away and everything.
You just don't understand. I mean, the way they made me feel demonized, like I was a villain just because of what.
And like I was just telling my manager Nick, I was like, I gave him the backstory, like when you first came in and everything. You know, I was like, I've seen her. You know what I'm saying? I know I saw this lady and everything. It's just, I don't care. I don't care what people's views are. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling my boss, I was like, I know we got a lot of them that work here, you know, that has different views or whatever, but it's we gotta treat people like this is a home away from home.
That is very, very
away
true.
from home. And I saw you over there sitting, and I just kept like, you guys are not even making it. You guys are not even taking it to the back. You know what I'm saying? To discuss whatever you want to discuss.
It was very emotional for me, and I just want to tell you that you are a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
You are such a beautiful soul.
I appreciate you, man. I
appreciate you so
just upsetted
much.
Because I didn't.
And I'm
my other coworker too, who was here this morning.
Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, she was upset too, and I was like, nope, you stay back here. I got her. You know what I'm saying? Whatever,
you
like that.
You are beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate
and God
it.
God bless you.
Yeah, yes. You enjoy the rest of your stay. And like I said, you don't have to worry about tonight because it's already gone.
I've been in Mexico for a week. This is like my 7th time in Mexico, and we come to Cancun, which is like going to Orlando, right? Everyone in our resort is Mexican, but everyone speaks English, and it's like resort after resort after resort. And our resort is across the street from a mall that has like a Tiffany and a Tory Burch and a Prada. So it's not like super authentic Mexico. But while I'm here, you know, you can kind of tell who's who among the Americans, and I'm surrounded by white people here. And I will say that I have not seen a MAGA hat. I did not see a MAGA hat in the Albany airport, the Baltimore airport. I have not seen a MAGA hat here. Thank God. But you kind of can tell, right? Who's who. There's just a vibe. There's an aura. There's an air about some people. And I just find it super ballsy for people who voted for fascist Fanta ever. I find it interesting that people will cast their vote for that and that ideology and then like come here to eat guacamole and drink margaritas and buy cheap silver. Like all of a sudden they're not scared anymore. They're not worried about rapists and murderers. Like make it make sense.
I'm allowed to wear a hat. I mean, I can express myself how I want.
This is not expression. This is hate speech. This is every kind of misogyny, homophobia, racism, bigotry, Islamophobia. I can go on and on. Until you take that hat off, you will not be served.
I'm not taking it off.
Well, then you will not be served in this restaurant.
MAGA hat on. He's MAGA hat. Wearing a MAGA hat. Oh my God, he's wearing a MAGA hat. He's wearing a MAGA hat. Panic. Everyone panic.
What's a MAGA hat?
What's a MAGA hat? Make America great again, Donald Trump.
Who's that?
Who's Donald Trump?
No, who's got a MAGA hat?
The man in the tub.
Oh.
Disney in Florida and California has banned all MAGA hats. Shout out to Disney for that. Shout out to Disney for that. Disney, if you're trying to go to Disney and you wear those MAGA hats, you ain't gonna be able to get into the park. It's a good job, Disney. I hope your stocks go up. Good job. A lot of you companies, you guys need to follow suit. You guys need to follow what Disney is doing. Disney is not with the fuck shit. That's what's up. Disney want all of us as one to enjoy their park, their rides. Nobody should have to worry about color, whether you black, you white, whether you Latino. So yeah, man, shout out to Disney for that, bro.
Being kind of
I'm not sitting next to someone wearing that hat.
What's wrong with my hat?
What's wrong with your hat? It says Make America Great Again. That's what's wrong with your hat.
Were you against making America great?
Yeah, the way that it's been happening, it's not so great. So please take that off, otherwise I'm not sitting down.
It's been pretty great for me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, pretty great for you? What about the rest of the country?
I'm
not
sitting
next to someone wearing that hat.
What is your issue? Just sit down.
No,
we're trying to get on the flight. Let's go.
Show me your ticket, please. I don't think someone wearing that hat would be sitting in first class.
Why would I be in this?
I find that very hard to believe. This doesn't involve you, okay?
Come on, we just want to go. Sit down.
Like, I shouldn't. This is.
That looks like a fake ticket.
Look, what is this?
Ticket.
What is this? 1A?
Yeah.
1A? Oh, and what does that say?
That
1A. Oh.
Fake ticket. Fake
Can I see your
fake
ticket?
news. Fake news. You
How
have
do I
fake
know
news.
you even sit here?
I'll show you my ticket. I'm getting the flight attendant because this is ridiculous.
Why do we need the flight attendant?
Because
just sit down in your
something
seat.
needs to happen because
Come on,
I'm not
guys.
sitting next to someone wearing that.
Come on.
What
a Karen.
Oh my God! Are you kidding? You're just making it worse.
What is
What?
the issue here?
This guy is wearing a MAGA hat and an I Heart Trump shirt. Where did you even? Did you make that yourself?
No, I didn't make it. I bought it off the website.
Oh
Okay.
my God!
What?
I'm not
I don't
sitting
get what
next
her
to.
issue
Can you
is.
take this from him, please? I am not wearing.
Why are
this.
you
I am not
taking my
sitting
hat?
next to someone wearing that hat.
Man, we don't touch other people's personal
Look,
belongings.
it's not an issue. Is it
Yes,
an
it
issue?
is an issue. I know I'm not the only one that is offended by that hat.
Is this
Nobody cares.
Take her off. No, I escort me off the plane. I haven't done anything wrong. Why don't you escort him off the plane?
I haven't done anything wrong.
to take your seat.
Take my seat.
Why don't you
Just
sit
sit
down?
down.
And
It's
get
just
on
a
the
hat.
plane?
No,
Just look away. Don't look at me.
This is
and
not
everything's
about
gonna be
me.
fine.
This is about you.
All right. So
Man, you're being kind of.
Oh!
okay, we are
Did
getting
you
off
guys
the plane now.
get her off?
Get her off!
Get her off. Get her off of here.
No.
Get her off.
I mean, I was at the bar last night and a woman punched me in the face just for me wearing a MAGA hat. And that's just really crazy. All the vile disrespect and the hatred that I'm getting and the abuse just for wearing a hat. But see, if I had retaliated, I would have been in jail. And it's crazy how she can abuse me and nothing will happen. She almost broke my nose. And it's crazy. I didn't retaliate because I'm smart and I didn't do anything about it. But it's just so sad that I'm getting the abuse that I'm getting. And that's what's wrong with society, is that she's allowed to do that and no one will say anything. I'm in Philadelphia, but it's a blue city. And so I'm not even surprised. That's what's expected here.
Started yet.
Out of my bar.
Because I'm wearing a Trump
Yes.
hat.
Get out of the bar.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't.
You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Get out of my bar.
I wore that hat because I do love our president of the United States. He is our president. I do appreciate that, and I don't think I find anything wrong with me wanting to wear a Trump hat because he is our president.
Why is everybody pissed at you right now?
Everyone's pissed at me because I wore this hat and I'm trying to make burgers great again. You know, and I'm from Florida, I came to Newfoundland, and you know, I don't think a lot of Newfoundlanders, you know, can really grasp the whole machine of the media that's really going on in America. People just need to know. Put it all on Facebook, everyone's commenting, it's kind of funny.
Think about the comments and like the people retweeting things on Twitter on different platforms, calling you a racist and a misogynist because you support a certain politician. What do you think about that?
Well, if anyone says anything online, you know, I'm sure that they're smart enough to come actually have a conversation with me and, you know, really think about the bigger picture here.
So you haven't really taken any concern to any of the hate comments, people telling you to go to hell or, you know, boycott this business? That doesn't really affect you too much?
No, I'm from America. No, that doesn't affect anybody around there.
Okay.
Breaking news. The president of Mexico has stated that he will begin to deport Americans that have moved to Mexico without proper documentation, aka illegal immigrants. This comes after the president of Mexico states that he is tired of Americans gentrifying cities in Mexico. In the past 3 weeks, we have seen different events where Americans try to colonize beaches, public areas, and even salsa. While a lot of these Americans have moved to Mexico for a better life, they moved there because they cannot afford to live here in the United States. So move to Mexico so they can afford a lifestyle there, but locals have raised their prices because Americans are paying in dollars while locals that are still shopping have to pay in pesos and now have to pay the equivalent of the dollar. And instead of these people moving to Mexico and bettering the economy, they're making it horrible for the people that live there, you know, the natives. And if you already did not know, the amount of Mexicans migrating to the United States has slowed down by the 100,000 since 2019. The amount of Mexicans living in the United States leaving willingly back to Mexico has increased drastically. And while Mexicans are moving back to Mexico, a lot of Americans have been moving to Mexico for a better life. But my, how the tables have thoughts.
Good morning, friends. So, some of y'all cousins want to go to Mexico wearing a MAGA hat or MAGA gear. Really? If I worked in the airport, yeah, they'd be in line for some hours. Yeah, I think they'd probably have to be searched and denied entry. Not with that on. No. Nah, couldn't be me. They better be glad I don't run no airport in Mexico, because them maggots would not be getting in. Not with that gear on. No. Take it off or get out. Okay? You don't bring that hate over to somebody else's country. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. And I listen, ain't no other culture like the Mexicans, okay? Because they are some great people. The food is great. They fun, hard workers. They're human beings like everybody else. How you gonna hate on a specific country of people? It's so crazy. But if you ain't coming to my country with that mess on, couldn't be me. Lock them up, get them out, turn them around, whatever you got to do. But entry denied. Bye.
You know, the irony that Mexican citizens in Mexico City are protesting American presence in their country. What in the uno reverso? Listen, that's what happens. Don't you think that the timing of it is just ironic? You know, America starts kicking all of the Mexicans out, and then Mexicans are like, no. We want you out of here too, because you're gentrifying our city. And I love that. I love that because, yeah, you want the benefit. Because believe it or not, a lot of Americans actually live in Mexico illegally. I know, it's crazy. Wow. And so, no, they want tougher legislation on it. And yeah, they're pissed. And I love that for them. So, you fuck around and you find out, you know? So yeah, who would have thought?
Latina, who is a Trump supporter, got deported from Mexico back to the US, and I want to use this video to show y'all, no matter how hard you try, you will never be white. And I say that because she made videos going, oh, look, people are making too big of a deal about Trump and the deportations. He's only going after criminals. If you want to be here, you should do it the right way. Then she goes to Mexico, gets stopped by authorities. While she's coming back from a concert, they check her papers and then they deport her. Now, they deported her because she overstayed her visa. I know some people are like, well, you should have done it the right way. Calm down. Let's just give her a little grace here. She's not a criminal. Sure, she has ideologies you don't agree with, but she wasn't committing any crimes. She was down in Mexico partying it up. Now, this is where the you'll never be white part comes in. There's over 1 million undocumented white people living in Mexico. They are taking advantage of the system. They're not paying taxes. They're down there just partying it up. And like advocates in Mexico have been saying, that authorities don't go after white people, they actually go after brown people. So you were racially profiled in a country that you were trying to get dual citizenship for. So if you were racially profiled in Mexico, what do you think is going to happen to you in the US when Trump comes into office? Because there are at least 500,000 white people undocumented in the US, and they're never bothered. Because I need you to remember that the immigration system was never set up to hurt white people. It was set up to hurt people of color globally. Our movements are constantly restricted, while white people are never bothered when they do the same thing we do. So as much as you say, oh, well, if you want to come to this country, you have to do it the right way. It is not about doing it the right way. It is always, the immigration system has always been about hurting black and brown people, no matter where we are in the world. So please keep thinking how you're safe now that you're in the US, back in your home country. they don't see you as a U.S. citizen either. They want to take away your citizenship. They want to denaturalize people. So please, let's get rid of that colonized mind, because this immigration system was never made for us.
Let's listen to this gentleman's message to MAGA to stay out of his country.
Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells.
Let's see what else this Mexican gentleman has to say about MAGA visiting his country.
We already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families.
MAGA, what has this gentleman said that isn't true? Everything he said is factual. But yet, you want a vacation to Mexico. Drink your tequila, eat your burritos, enjoy their food, and enjoy their culture. My message and this gentleman's message to MAGA, stay the hell out of Mexico.
Breaking news, 2 MAGAs get fact-checked by the produce manager. This is great. This just happened just about 20 minutes ago. I was shopping in a grocery store here in the Fort Lauderdale area that's well known for its fresh produce. And as I was shopping for my items, I saw these 2 MAGAs. There were 2 guys in their 50s. I'm wearing their MAGA hats. And they were all crowing about how Trump was going to make America great again and how Trump was going to bring down prices and cut inflation and all these type things. But then they were complaining in the store about the prices of the fresh produce. And so I guess one of the managers or the fresh produce manager, somebody walked by. And so one of the MAGAs says to the manager in the store that they can't wait until January 20th when Trump is going to lower the prices on goods because he all of a sudden becomes president. They think he magically can do this, just like Biden was the one who caused all the prices to go up just because he happened to be president. Complete untrue, but that's another story. And so the guy kind of looked at him and said, sir, what do you mean? And he said, I don't believe that's going to be correct. And the produce manager says something back. He says, you do know that Trump has proposed to increase tariffs on Mexico by 25%. And many of our fresh vegetables and fruits all come from Mexico. You're going to be paying higher prices, sir, under this tariff proposed by Trump if it goes through. The prices won't go down because, and the guy goes, what? He said, Mexico's not going to pay for it. He says, no, sir, you're going to pay for it. We're going to pass those prices on to you because our importer is going to pass those prices on to us. You're going to pay more. And the two just looked at each other like they were in shock. These people are complete idiots. I mean, they are operating with burned out light bulbs. Love to hear from everybody. Love to hear from your thoughts. Love to hear from my Democrats and my MAGAs, my crazies and my cuckoos. Y'all are definitely not going to get what you thought you voted for. And lower prices, if these tariffs go through, oh, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. Keep smoking whatever you're smoking. Not going to be true. And I'm sure you'll try to find a way to blame it on Biden, even though all the problems that we had under inflation under Biden all came from Trump under his collapsed economy, 15% unemployment because of the COVID pandemic and because of the pipeline shutdown, all because of Trump's poor handling of things. But you all can't connect the dots. Love it, love it, love it. You're going to love these prices if these tariffs go through. Thank you, Trump. Nothing like having an orange Jesus around.
Before y'all go out here and take y'all little vacations out in these Mexican waters and Caribbean waters and European waters or wherever little waters and oceans y'all finna go to, I just want y'all to know y'all better be real careful, because if y'all boat flip over, what if the little Coast Guard people tell you, you know what, we don't want none of y'all because we don't want no foreign people in our land, build a border. Like, you know how crazy that sound? You a human being out here about to pass away, right? And you have no one to rescue you. And then you have someone that they're just like, nope, I don't like the way you look. That's pretty much what America is doing to all of these immigrants, basically. Like, these people is really running away from bad stuff in their own homes, right? And you guys are like, oh, why don't they just stay there and fix it? How are they going to stay there and fight against the cartel? I want you to try to fight against the cartel. I want you to try to fight against two people trying to come jump you. You can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they're just like, you know what, let me get my kids and move on to somewhere better or whatever, right? Then they're going to come over here and take our jobs. So you mean to tell me someone's fleeing their country for a better lifestyle for them and their family, they're going to come get a job, and that's a terrible thing? That's criminal? Like, I'm just so confused, bruh. If anything, it shows me that they have will and grit and resistance. This is exactly what we need in America. These are Americans. That's American values. If you ask me, these people is willing to do whatever, bro. They're going to take a boat to get here. They're going to make tunnels to get here, bro. That is very American to me, bro. That means you ain't going to stop at nothing, bro. That's American to me. I think they cool with me. Bro, they cool with me. They cool with you?
It's crazy how the people that hate America refuse to leave it. The same people that want to defund the police will be the first ones to call the police when they're in danger. The same ones that shout freedom of speech, but yet cancel you if you have freedom of speech. Want everybody to accept them, but won't accept you. They demand your respect for their choices, but they do not want to respect our choices. They want to show love to every race other than white people. People who believe a bald eagle's egg is more important than a child in the womb. People who are against reading the Bible at school, but are not against having drag queens come and teach our kids a lesson. Will burn the American flag every chance that they get, but will refuse to go to another country because they hate this one so much. Who are willing to put every other nation first while we're last. Who will blindly follow left-wing media outlets rather than hearing both sides of it and then making a decision for themselves. Maybe it is time for people to visit other countries. Maybe it is time for you to maybe live in Mexico for a little bit. Maybe it is important for you to maybe move to Iran for a couple of months, or Iraq, or move to places that you're so willing to defend because it's so horrible here in the United States. That's one of the reasons why we are one of the most trafficked nations in the world, with almost every single nation with a nationality within our borders. But hey, I guess America sucks. So let's live in it. But let me know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that follow button for your daily updates.
All I gotta say is, if you're American, very pale American, I hope you don't have plans for spring break in Mexico, because there's a lot of people that are mad right now. And among other things, you wouldn't want them spitting in your food. Or your drink. At those all-inclusives in Cancun.
Repeat after me. When you elect psychopaths, people die. 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 When you elect psychopaths to own the lives, children float down the river.
If you ever wonder how the mustache man got away with all of the things that he did, just take a look at Donald Trump today.
So there's a white woman's video who's gone viral talking about going to Mexico to get dental work.
So I just got the quote from the dentist in Mexico I've been looking to go see, because no offense to my current dentist in the United States, I love him. He does a really great job, and I wish I could go to him. I just can't afford dental care in the United States.
And while there were a ton of comments and people talking about the medical care system and kikiing with her in the comments, my spidey senses told me to dig a little deeper. And here's what I found.
What a beautiful morning. So grateful that Trump got in office. Life is going to be so much easier again.
Question. If it's so much easier, why can't you go to the dentist? Hold that thought.
yes, I'm a woman for Trump. Guess what? There's like way more people in America that wanted Trump yesterday, so I don't even look like a piece of shit anymore. Thank you to the 70-something million people that voted for Trump yesterday. You just validated all of my videos where people shat on me in my comments because I'm a woman voting for Trump. Thank you for that. So yeah, we're gonna have a party later, and I told you so.
What is so interesting to me is there are so many people like her that uphold the values of anti-immigration, yet go get their teeth fixed. I hope you get stopped at the border. Root canal these, huh?
Pete Hegseth was Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth was on Fox News this morning, basically saying that strikes against Mexico are on the table.
They're terrorist organizations. And if you find that, and we know if there's Al-Qaeda, we're going to hit them. I don't care if you're in Somalia, Sudan, or in Syria. If we find that they continue to fire at our border patrol and they continue to put fentanyl into our country, as the Secretary of Defense, are you permitted now to go after them in Mexico or wherever they are?
Brian, I don't want to get ahead of the president, and I won't. But that's ultimately going to be his decision. But let me be clear, all options will be on the table. If we're dealing with what are designated to be foreign terrorist organizations who are specifically targeting Americans on our border, and we're finally securing our border. We've been securing other people's border for a very long time. The military is shifting toward an understanding of homeland defense on our sovereign territorial border. That is something we will do and do robust.
They've been talking about war with Mexico for a long time, but I know a lot of people voted for Trump because he claimed to be the peace president, that he was going to bring peace back to the world, which, like, I don't know what level of delusion you had to be to believe that, but that's not what's happening. Instead, we're getting a tariff war on all of our allies that starts this weekend, by the way, so a lot of things come from Mexico and Canada, so you might want to go grocery shopping today, because shit is about to get expensive. We also just get mass firing of all federal workers whose jobs are to keep us safe. We've got planes crashing into military helicopters for the first time in a freaking generation. And we've got DEI hires in the administration with no experience in leading, running around acting like a bunch of toddlers in charge of the United States. We've got purges of federal employees. We've got investigations against PBS and NPR. We've got tech billionaires settling for millions, $25 million. Meta just paid Trump to settle a lawsuit because they took him off the platform after January 6th. We've got January 6th insurrectionists running around on the street getting rearrested for being pedophiles. And yesterday, I saw the gas near my house was almost at $4. So that's super cool. And eggs are almost impossible to find because of bird flu, and Trump has directed the CDC to not talk about it, and we are not involved in the WHO anymore, so when bird flu goes full pandemic, we're all going to suffer. But Trump will just say it was Biden and DEI chickens that did it. I guess we made it through 2 weeks of Trump's presidency. Well, not all Americans made it through, but how many more will we lose next week due to Trump's DEI hires and incompetence at the very tippy top?
So the president of Mexico has sent in Mexican firefighters to assist with the rescue efforts of the flood victims of Central Texas. After all the hate, after all the disgusting things that this government has been doing to Mexicans with the ICE deportations and alligator Alcatraz and all of these horrible things that they're doing, Mexico is showing humanity. Wow. Why can't people just sit down and talk without the greed? Shout out to Madam President, Madam Señorita Presidente. Thank you for showing some type of humanity, because Trump administration don't have a lick of humanity in their bones unless you're rich. Oh, and white.
So Mexico's president has officially made a statement and essentially made it clear that she is not in support of these mass deportations. As a matter of fact, she believes that those who fled her country in order to break into the United States have the right to stay here. Let's unpack that for a second. So the president of the country that people are leaving in droves in order to break into another country believes that she has the right to speak on the invasions that we have to deal with. These are her people, mind you, right? And so if Mexico is such a great country, if you believe that you are creating a Mexico that people would want to live in, why would you endorse or essentially support your people in leaving your country and breaking into another?
So yesterday I posted a video about how illegals are waving their flags during protests. I never specified exactly what flag, but people are going off about Mexico specifically and saying that this is their land and that it was stolen from them. First of all, the stolen land was not only paid for, but the United States ate up over $3 million worth of debt that Mexico owed to them. So the United States doesn't owe you anything, and I'm not going to be ignorant like you and say, oh, well, technically you guys owe us because the debt was settled, so we move on. Second of all, the Mexico was stolen, immigrants made this country excuse is played out. Let's be honest, if you had to go back to the times where the land was yours, not only would you owe the US, but with all the technologies and privileges that you have now, you wouldn't be able to survive, regardless if you live in the US or Mexico. And you would be complaining a hell of a lot more than you do now. Third of all, laws are laws. There are laws protecting you, whether you're documented or not, from people walking into your house and kicking you out. Because laws establish order. If those laws didn't exist, you would be pretty upset if somebody walked into your house and kicked you out and you couldn't do anything about it. You do not get to pick and choose what laws you want to follow while taking all the benefits of a country that is not yours in 2025. That's it. Good talk.
So Mexico is refusing to allow U.S. planes to drop off undocumented migrants back in Mexico. And apparently Donald Trump is having a meltdown about it right now. Remember during the campaign when all of MAGA was talking about how Kamala Harris can't talk to world leaders, she's going to get bullied around. Mexico's not bending over for him. Canada's threatening to cut off power supply to the United States. Denmark told Donald Trump to F off. The Greenland citizens can't stand Donald Trump. You know those wars that he promised to end on day one? They're still going on, and Russian media and Vladimir Putin have both laughed at Donald Trump. I mean, the entire world is laughing at him and us because we elected this dumbass to run our country. Great job.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how MAGA people who are still wearing MAGA hats overseas, they are being treated. And right now it has become very clear that majority of people abroad, they don't love MAGA and they don't love also people who are coming in wearing MAGA hat. You saw what happened last year when the people, when the MAGA people who are going vacation in Mexico, how Mexican they treated them. We saw the Mexican president, he came out and warned the MAGA people who are coming in vacation in Mexico wearing MAGA hat. And also we saw how Mexican they treated them. Mexican, they were the MAGA people, the MAGA people, they were going to Mexican in hotels. The Mexican people, they were not serving them. They told them that if you want me to serve you, you need to remove the MAGA hats or t-shirts so that I can serve you. And also we saw how MAGA people that have been treated in Mexico. The Mexican, they were treating them as people who they don't have brain, because these people that the ones who were voting for DJT, and we saw DJT came out in publicly and saying that the Mexican people that the ones who are bringing drugs in America, they're the ones who are bringing bad bloods in America, they're the ones who are spoiling Americans people with their drugs. And also he said that the people who are running from Mexican, majority of them, they have been doing crime, they are running away from getting arrested. So that is something that majority of Mexican they didn't love about DJT. How is tarnishing their country's name to be a bad country, the country which it is supplying drugs in America. So because of that, the Mexican people they warned the MAGA people not to come in their country wearing MAGA hat. And also we saw how DJT has been deporting their people. We saw how DJT has been deporting Mexican people, and the Mexicans have been feeling that they are the MAGA people, that the ones who vote for deportation. And it seems like these MAGA people, they don't want the Mexican to be in America, and that's why Mexican they were treating these MAGA people very bad. And that's why you can see right now it is not only Mexican. Majority of the MAGA people who are wearing MAGA hats overseas, they are getting it rough. And this is a message that the MAGA people, they are now realizing that right now people, they are against MAGAs. If you want to be respected in any countries overseas, you need to go without your MAGA hats or t-shirt. So I'm going to read some of the shocking comment and see what majority of people that have come out and say in the comment section. This one is saying that, in my opinion, MAGA is anti-America. So you can see MAGA is anti-America. This one saying that the level of disillusion to be a person of color and wear a MAGA hat is beyond comprehension. This one saying that it is just makes them look stupid. This one saying that here are assignment of people who deliberately make themselves into victims. This one saying that black MAGA is some straight jacket energy. This one saying that they are wearing the I am a PDF hats and they are surprised how they get treated. This one saying that I want them to wear it. I want to know right away what's evil they back. This one is saying that please keep wearing the hats. We need to know who to avoid or who food to spit in. So you can see this one is telling them that you MAGA, continue wearing those hats so that we can also differentiate you from other people who they don't support MAGA, and also we want to know you so that we can know how to treat you MAGA people. So this one saying that MAGA hats are marked of the beast. So this one saying that yes, MAGA, please wear your hats to restaurant. That would be satisfying to contemplate. This one saying that MAGA needs to be treated the way they treated others. This one saying that these people have a fundamental misunderstanding of what free speech. The First Amendment stated that the government cannot infringe on free speech. It has nothing to do with a private business refusing the right to service. This one saying that wearing a MAGA hat only proves how ridiculous, clueless that person is. This one is saying that the difference between fashion and factism. This one saying that America politics seems to be greater for foreign creators. That good, the world needs to know what the USA represent. So this one is saying that free speech, including free speech on art, should be met with better speech, not censorship. Banning violence may require force after more peaceful method fail. This one saying that shame on you for wearing the sign of the Antichrist on your head. This one is saying that they won't let me wear my vaccine propaganda gear in a family restaurant. So you can see how MAGA people, they are being treated, and this is a clear sign that the rest of the world, they don't love DJT administration, and also they don't love the people who supported DJT, because these people, it is like they are uneducated. These people, they knew very well the policy which Donald Trump, which DJT was coming to do, and right now you can see how DJT has been bringing fight with other countries, and that's why you can see America tourism, it is going down, simply because majority of the people that are avoiding to go to America, simply because of how these MAGA people they voted, and because of how DJT he is running America. We have been seeing how the ICE shooting and eliminating also the white Americans. So this is to tell you that if the ICE it is also eliminating white Americans or Americans people, what about the foreigners who are going to America? They are not feeling safe. This was saying that make shame a MAGA on official spot. This was saying that how could anyone with a hint of color to their skin wear that jet? How could anyone woman wear that hat? This was saying that MAGA and library isn't that an oxymoron. This was saying that like any MAGA knows what Barnes and Noble is. Tina should be fired. This was saying that when in Rome, do as the Roman do. So exactly, when you are in Rome, do what the Romans do. So if you cannot go with a MAGA hat in country that it is not yours, and you don't know how these people they are viewing your country. So that it is a lesson that right now MAGA people they are still learning. They thought that the rest of the world they love them because of how they went ahead and massively voted for DJT. So kindly guys, you can also share your thought on the comment section. I'll be reading it on my next video. Thank you so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share and also comment. See you on my next one guys. Bye bye.